Well, hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. I'm Pastor Ranjo and this is your community group video. And wherever you're watching this, whether at group or at home or somewhere else, I want to take a minute and thank you for being part of our community. Before we get into our discussion for today, I want to take a moment to remind you about Worship Night on the Green. That's coming up this Sunday, September 30th from 5 to 7. It's a family event. Bring your kids, bring your lawn chairs and your blankets. We're going to have games and food from 5 to 6 and then worship from 6 to 7. It's going to be an amazing time to be together, have some fun, but also worship together in open air and just proclaim Jesus over our entire city. So come on out for that. And this Sunday, we continued in our series called We're Not in Kansas Anymore. And here is your 90-second sermon recap.
Hello, my name is Dylan, and I'm one of the Emerge Young Adult Leaders here at GCF. This week, I'm going to be doing your 90-second sermon recap. So here we go. This week, Jason was in the second part of his series, We Are Not in Kansas Anymore, which is about the 21st century family. His first main point is that DNA makes us relatives, but it doesn't necessarily make us families. He uses the Genesis account of the Joseph story to demonstrate this. You see, in that story, Joseph's father shows favoritism towards him, and then his brothers eventually betray him and sell him into slavery because of their jealousy. So while they were relatives the whole time, they didn't act like a true family. They didn't have the emotional connectedness that it takes to be a family. But by the end of the story, they become a family. They were relatives the whole time, but they become a family when Joseph chooses to extend forgiveness to his brothers. You see, DNA makes us relatives, but emotional connectedness makes us family. Another way to say this is blood makes us relatives, but tears make us family. These could be tears of joy or tears of sorrow, but tears, whenever you get to that point of emotional vulnerability and you make those emotional connections, that's where you create a family. And Jason even gave us a couple ways to do this. One is affirming one another in whatever you're doing. Two is really just talking with one another, taking your children on dates, whatever it takes. Another is playing with one another, and finally, forgiving one another are ways to establish emotional connections. Thanks. Have a great week.
Thanks so much, Dylan, for that recap. That was awesome. Hey, everybody, this is Lisa. I'm actually here with your group questions for this week, so let's go ahead and dive on in. We're talking a lot about family in this series, so let's take this first question and make it a fun one to tell about. Tell your group about a favorite funny family memory. This could be a memory from when you were growing up, or it could be a memory that's fairly recent with your family right now. So go ahead and have fun sharing those with each other. Your second question goes back to that idea of we need to have more than just DNA as a factor for creating family. It takes far more than DNA to create a family. It takes emotional connections. So for your second question, tell about a time that someone intentionally built an emotional connection with you and how that impacted your life. This could be a family member. Hopefully it will be about a family member that has really strongly impacted you in an emotional connection kind of way. But it could also be a close friend, somebody who has become family over time or over the years. Go ahead and share those with each other. And finally, for your third question, who is it in your own family that you need to build an emotional connection with right now in the present time? Who is that person in your life that you feel like God is putting on your heart to seek out intentional time with and build that family connection with that person that so needs to be there? And then what is your next step in making that happen? Go ahead and answer those with each other and let that lead you into a time of prayer and blessing those next steps with each other. Thanks so much, guys. Have a wonderful week.